Good morning. It's going to be a quick live this morning. It is Sunday, and we are in this is going sideways. We're in the last week of this cohort, the month-long intensive healing sabbatical with the second cohort of the Gangsta Grannies. We are winding down, and there's not much commentary today because yesterday was not a group day. We did not have Healing Circle yesterday. It was a rest and reflection day as they work on Step 5B. Step 5B is counting up the cost, looking at the losses that these experiences in their life have created, and identifying where the losses were, where the losses came from. Even though we're in 5B of 5A of 5 steps, we're still gathering facts. It's taking a collective look at the incidents that they have chosen to address while they're here and look at what this has cost them. The facts include whose behavior created the confliction in their values. Sometimes it's other people, sometimes it's ourselves. And then sit with that to be able to see if the losses created individual losses, if they created relationship losses or family losses that impacted those groups. And really just sit with that information. And so yesterday we did not have circle so that they could really take the time to do this part of the step and really sit with what comes up. Because that's the other part of the healing process. If you go there, you don't know what will come up. And so being able to really sit with those emotions. But we got to eat. So we went to the market. I ran out earlier. I have been considering a location change. And there was a place that I thought might remotely fit into what my vision is for the expanded work here at the International Welcome Center. And it wasn't. But it was a good experience. I needed to go and kind of see and help me really finalize some decisions about what I'm looking for as I look at the next phase of the International Welcome Center here in Cuenca. And then we came back and we went to the market, which is always delightful. I see some of my friends. I have my ice cream cone. My regular ice cream lady wasn't there. So I took the opportunity to sample the other lady at the other end of the market who has like soft serve ice cream. Normally I pay 30 cents a scoop, but the soft serve lady was 50 cents. So I was big spending on the ice cream. We got as much as we wanted to carry. That's kind of how market day goes. Get as much as you want to carry. It started getting heavy. Danielle was not feeling well, so we left her home. But it was starting to get heavy. We had gotten a portion of a watermelon. We had gotten pineapples. We had gotten some other things that were heavy. So we just were done. But not before getting a chocolo and eating it on the spot. We had juice. Yesterday I did tamarind soursop, and that was really good. That was really good. I read something about tamarind, and now that's on my radar of things that's probably really good. Help pull fluoride out of your system and a whole bunch of other things, health benefits it's good for. And I often overlook it, and it's not familiar to me, but I'm going to make it more familiar to me. So yesterday we had our juice, and I got a coconut from the Coconut Man because I've been saying that they sell coconut water. They just cut it open. But what happens with those pineapples? There's still like the jelly meat inside. So he sold me one for 50 cents, and I was very happy about that. I got some flowers from one of the older ladies that I usually buy some flowers from. My other flowers are still quite fresh, but she had some of the green roses that I really, really like. And so I got some of those. You can't really say it. It's kind of a light hint of a green, but it's one of the colors that I like. So she had those yesterday, and so I got some. And then we came back, and I lounged the rest of the day. I literally lounged the rest of the day. I was tired, and No excuse, no reason. I got up midday. I was like, oh, I should fix something to eat. And then I was like, I don't want to. And so like a little kid, I had we used the $1 coins, those golden $1 coins, because we use US dollars. And I had $2 coins and 2 50-cent pieces in my wallet. And I just put those in my hand. And I said, I'm going to the store. I had $3 in my pocket, in my hand, really. And so I went to the store, and I saw Weeda out in the park as I went to the store. I didn't stop. I waved. I didn't stop. I'm on a mission. And I went and got me very unhealthy snacks. But I spent a whole $1.25. I spent $1.25. So I had a bag of snacks. By the time I came out of the store, I had my ice cream, and I had some other non-nutritious goodies. And I said the temperature was just right, about 74 degrees, which is my ideal temperature, partly cloudy. And I told her, I had my phone, so I had my music and my snacks. I said I was going to go sit by the river. I said, feel free to join me if you'd like to. Well, as I was coming back from the store, who's going to the store but Weeda? That's where we're having this conversation in the middle of the street. And I'm saying, oh, going to the store? She's like, mm-hmm. I said, well, I've already been, and I'm going to the river. Feel free to come and sit for a while. And we did. I went and sat a spell by the river and ate my snacks, and then thought, you don't have no bug repellent on. And sometimes you get bites, and it didn't really happen, but something had bit me like a couple days ago, an ant or something. And just the thought of it made me itch, So I said, I'm done. I ate my snack. Now I'm going home. And I came on and walked on in the house. And the park is all of right in front of my house. Like literally, I walk out my door, walk out the gate, and cross the street, and we're at the park. So I lounged the rest of the evening. I didn't feel like cooking. I didn't feel like putting away all of the groceries from the market. They're still here. I'm dealing with them this morning. I didn't feel like washing dishes. I didn't do that either. So I'm up this morning being very productive. And the ladies are sitting with their work. We will meet this morning and see if they've made progress, see if they feel like they have completed step 5A of the process before we go into the last step. 5B, my hair was going in different directions. I washed it and braided it, and now it's going in different directions than what I thought. We'll finish up 5A, hopefully today. We'll see. We've got a little bit of wiggle room. Danielle was not feeling well yesterday, so she just took a rest day. And so we'll see this morning how everyone's doing, if we're ready to move and conclude step 5A this morning. And then 5B will be the last part of the process before they leave. We'll probably do a recap video together before they leave. Weeda will be heading out on the 15th and Danielle on the 17th. And just get some reflection from them as they finish up this process. So we've got about 4 more days before we get into leave mode. And I'm excited as we see the resolutions come, as the clarity come, as they move through this process. And I may do some follow-up with them, with the earlier cohort. About a month or so afterwards, we did a follow-up. Just kind of, once you get back into real life, how's it going? We may do that again with this cohort. And then maybe I'll get all of the ladies together and we come share. The first cohort left in the middle of February. And so there's been some life that's happened. We can question whether they're using the tools in real life, whether they're going and sitting down and doing the work and doing the healing cycles in their journals. We'll talk about transformation. We'll talk about freedom. We'll talk about progress. We'll talk about lightness. We'll see what else they have to say about the process, about reflecting on these tools as they interface with regular life, and just see what happens. Yeah, that's all I got today. That's all I got as way of commentary. We've got some interesting foods new to me that we're going to try. These are okas. They're these beautifully colored tubers that the man told me they're sweet. And I said, well, how you cook them? He said, I don't know. I don't really stay in the kitchen like that, but I know they're sweet. You make it with sugar. And so the lady said, yes, you cook them and then you mix them with milk and sugar. Panela. The panela is like the cane sugar that comes in blocks. And I had been getting it granulated. This is totally off topic with healing, but this is about your body. They sell the cane juice that's been cooked and evaporated. And I've been buying the granulated panela, but it loses some flavor. I just, on a whim, because I didn't want to go to the store, bought some from my corner store, and they have the block. Um, and I realized it's very different than the granulated. So panela and milk